What's up, guys? Today we have a little maintenance video on the 03 Ram. I gotta change the oil, drain the fuel filters, and I want to rotate the tires. So stay tuned, guys. It'll be an interesting one. I mean, there's plenty of videos, but I figured it's interesting how I do it because everybody does it a little different. Here. So I put hot stuff in there. So every 6,000 miles gets a treatment of this. 10 ounces. Every oil changer gets this. So Hot Shot made it so this has both. That's why you can see plus FR3, but it used to just have this. And it gives you all dimensions. It says 1.5 ounces per 1 quart of oil. And this is use approximately 4 ounces per 1 quart of oil for initial cleanup, 2 ounces per 1 quart of oil for maintenance. Add striction eliminator during a fresh oil change and leave in during entire oil change intervals. Here's my fuel filter. And then my oil filter, I use a Mobil 1 M143A. So I don't really put miles on this truck. People they're gonna think I'm stupid, but I change my oil every 6 months regardless of how many miles I put on it. And then I like to put Shell T6 diesel oil, heavy duty diesel oil, 1540 in there, full synthetic. So let's get started. So if you guys don't know, you know, everybody does it different, but I always make sure there's no oily residue, like white stuff on the cap. Well, take your cap off and then go underneath your truck.
And if you guys don't know, start your truck for like 10 minutes and then drain your oil. It's gonna do wonders. It's gonna get all the crap out. And then if you guys also don't know, factory drain plug is actually a 1/2 inch. But if you go to Geno's, like I recommend, almost overfilled it. Get a new plug. About it once a year, depending on how much you guys do oil changes, and it has a magnet on it too. So this new one is going to go right back in. And well, once you guys are waiting for that, go ahead. Right there's your oil filter. You don't have to remove your filter, or your filter, I'm sorry, or anything like that. Wheel, what is that, a 93 mil from Walmart, 12-inch extension, fits like a glove. I just gotta crack it loose with a wrench. You guys be good. Don't listen to the forums. That's the easiest way.
Alright, and while you guys are waiting for everything else to drain, make sure you get your filter, put it upside down in your new box. The gasket's on there, make sure the old gasket comes off. And just pre-fill. It's very important on these diesels that you pre-fill. So you guys have a nice dry startup. You don't want that on these trucks. These obviously take a quart of oil. So halfway full. And it's okay if you fill up a little bit and you just put it back in the pan. Almost there. That's it. That's what she wrote. There's side indicators right here. So you always start at 4 or 3.54. You gotta go down to 3. Ooh. Make sure you guys slime up this filter and put it in there hand tight. I'll take you guys down with me so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Literally just, I think it even tells you on here, plus 3/4 of a turn right there. So just spin it. So, you know, right now it's getting tight, but your hands oil these, so you don't want to put a wrench on it. So I always grab a paper towel and give it a nice hand tight in that rubber seal, as long as you got the old one off.
it will what's it called? Seal. See, I can't go anymore. Don't force it. You know, taking it off, but hand tight, put it on. It's the most value thing you can take from this. You know, ask me how I know. And then your new plug in. By the way, that's a 15 mil, and that's just snug. You don't want to go over tight on that. But that's it, guys. So let's fill this thing back up. All right, so let's go back over here. So that takes 1.5 ounces per quart. And this one I have, I'll say 2 ounces, 3 ounces. So each quart's a gallon. It's going to take 2.5 gallons, or sorry, a gallon and a half. Takes roughly 4. So you need, you know what? That's not worth putting in there, to be honest with you. 2 ounces per quart. So that's 4 quart. So you need 2 ounces per quart. 2 ounces per quart. 4 quarts, that's 8 ounces. About 12 ounces of this. And it's got a little measuring cup on the side. Unfortunately, it's not see-through. Oh, it is kind of, I guess. So it is see-through. You can see a bubble. So it's all the way full to the top. That's awesome. So that doesn't help us. It shoots up to 32 quarts of oil. So let's get this in the truck. All right, let's go. Get your funnel, get your restriction limiter with our 4.3. Fail. Absolutely fail. It's like green slimy stuff that smells kind of weird, but it's alright. Way up there. 'Cause I guessed it, so that way I can put in the proper amount next time. So it might be a little more than 12, maybe more like 15, but that's okay. Stuff, it's like, smells good but weird all at the same time. I don't know. And after that, you just continue on putting oil on. So. Keep doing. $15,000-mile oil, and I change it every 6 months, probably every 3,000 miles. It's all mean crazy. So it's not like my trucks to be in good condition. There's one, so I'll get back to you once I'm done filling. I'll let you guys know. Alright guys, once you guys check your oil, there's a safe zone. It's not gonna make, but basically you have a little tiny block about this big, right in the middle, and then start it. Guarantee you're gonna have to add some. So it took about 2.5 gallons just to get it on the stick. So let's go ahead and drain the fuel filter. I'll show you that right now. Let me put the tip bit back in. So as you guys know, I had the fleece intake lift pump. Comes with the Dalton. There's a little black thing you can unscrew on the bottom, and that's just going to drain into the bucket. So let's go ahead and do that. And I can show you what I'm talking about on my new filter. I just replaced this just like last week because I was way past due and
fuel filtration is a lot, more important. So just go ahead and turn this just counterclockwise, left and loosey. Just like that, guys. She's draining. I'm sure you guys can see it. So give that a few minutes, and then basically we just prime it, and then we're done. But in this video, we're actually going to rotate the tires. So usually I do an X pattern. So X pattern is driver side front goes to passenger rear, passenger front goes to driver rear, and those two come forward. But I do it every other tire rotation. So this one I'm going to go driver front to driver rear, passenger front to passenger rear, passenger back, rear, passenger front, driver rear to driver front. So I'll put you guys on this quick time lapse for that. But that's, torque down the wheels 150, and that's virtually how you guys do a tune-up. And then when you guys are under there on your front end, make sure you guys don't need to grease your ball joints, tie rods, all that fun stuff. And make sure nothing's leaking. And then obviously you guys just want to go through, just kind of go through it, make sure everything looks pretty, your air filter's pretty. I'm probably going to take this off just to inspect it, but usually you don't have to clean these as often as people think. But I live in the desert where we just get dust storms all summer long, and summer season's right around the corner, so I might take that out. But yeah, just do that, make sure you got no leaks, because sometimes you have a leak and it just hasn't hit the floor yet, so you obviously want to catch it before it's bad. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Oh, your tires. If you have a Toqure that's not modified like myself, I think I got one size bigger tires. If you go right here, PSI wise, it says the fronts are supposed to be at 50 PSI and the rear is supposed to be 70. So keep that in mind. When you guys rotate them, you got to take air out of the backs and put airs in the fronts pretty much. Because that way you get the best gas mileage possible. So while that's draining, let me show you the fuel filter. Like I said, I just replaced it, so don't give me any grief. This little black thing. You can put a hose on there if you want, but I virtually just don't even care. It's got a seal. It's got another, this seal goes in the middle. This is a factory fleece one that comes with the filter. Lift pump, I just continue to buy them off Amazon because that's what they are UL listed for. I might as well keep using what they're UL listed for. So I'm gonna tighten that back up and then put you guys on time lapse to rotate my tires. that's how I successfully do a maintenance check interval. Usually do it every about 6 months. Oil change, field filter you should do once a month, in my opinion. That's a touchy subject. Get in the habit of rotating your tires once a month, or with your oil change. What I did forget to mention is this wrench. Get it at Walmart. It's an oil filter wrench that gets smaller as you tighten it or loosen it. I'm sorry. Get one of those if you have the fleece intake, because there's no way you're gonna get that grip for that. Other than that, guys, I mean, torque your wheels to 150. Fix your PSI 50 in the front, 70 in the rear. Put 1540 T6 shell in your engine oil, about 2.5 gallons. Pre-fill your oil filter. Put some hot shot Striction FR3 in there. You're good to go. And put some diesel stream every about 6,000 miles. And then I use EDT, which is everyday diesel. ETD, I'm sorry. Whew, out of breath for every time I fill up the truck. So you guys getting the hang of that, man. Your truck will be running forever. I got 210 on the truck. I do this about every 6 months regardless. I don't care what the miles say. So it's an old wives' tale my grandpa taught me and my dad when I was a kid. So I'm just gonna do the air and then I'm out of here. I'm gonna just make sure you start your truck and then check your dip switch when you're done. Flatter the ground, the better. So thanks. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Out.